Hello, young man, I'm glad you're here, and I want to talk to you about something very important. Something that can change your life, and that's the power of perseverance. You see, perseverance is like a muscle. It needs to be exercised regularly, and the more you work on it, the stronger it gets. And trust me, I know a thing or two about perseverance. I've been through some tough times, I've faced some incredible challenges, and I've had to dig deep to find the strength to keep going. But I've learned that it's exactly in those moments, when everything seems impossible, that you discover what you're truly capable of. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. There will be times when you feel like giving up, when you feel like you just can't go on. But that's when you need to remind yourself why you started, what your goals are, and what you're fighting for. You see, when I was a young man, I had a dream to make a difference, to leave the world a better place than I found it. And I knew it wouldn't be easy. I knew I'd face obstacles, I'd face doubters, and I'd face fears, but I was determined, I was driven, and I was willing to put in the work. And that's what I want to encourage you to do, to find that fire within you, to find that passion, that drive, and to let it propel you forward. Don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be afraid to fail, because it's exactly in those moments of failure that you learn, that you grow, and that you become stronger. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to seek guidance, because nobody becomes successful alone. We all need a little bit of help. We all need a little bit of support, and we all need a little bit of encouragement. Now, I know it's not always easy to stay motivated. I know it's not always easy to stay focused. But I want to give you a little secret, something that I've learned over the years, something that's helped me to stay on track. It's the power of positive thinking. You see, when you think positive, when you think about the good things, when you think about the possibilities, you start to attract those things into your life. You start to attract positivity, you start to attract abundance, and you start to attract success. And I want to give you another secret, something that I've learned, something that's helped me to overcome obstacles. It's the power of gratitude. You see, when you focus on what you're grateful for, when you focus on the good things in your life, you start to shift your perspective. You start to see the world in a different way. You start to see the opportunities. You start to see the possibilities. And you start to attract more of those things into your life. Now, I'm not saying it's magic. I'm not saying it's easy. But I am saying that it's worth it. It's worth the effort. It's worth the struggle. And it's worth the sacrifice. Because when you persevere, when you stay focused, and when you stay positive, you start to achieve your goals, you start to make progress, and you start to see the results. And I want to give you an example of someone who's persevered, someone who's stayed focused, and someone who's achieved greatness. It's the story of Thomas Edison, the man who invented the light bulb. You see, Edison didn't give up, even after 1,000 failed attempts. He kept going, he kept pushing, and he kept striving. And eventually, he succeeded. He created something that changed the world, something that brought light to the darkness, and something that brought hope to humanity. And I want to tell you another story, a story of someone who's persevered, someone who stayed focused, and someone who's achieved greatness. It's the story of J.K. Rowling, the woman who wrote the Harry Potter books. You see, Rowling didn't give up, even after she was rejected 12 times. She kept writing, she kept pushing, and she kept striving. And eventually, she succeeded. She created something that changed the world, something that brought magic to the lives of millions, and something that brought hope to humanity. Now, I'm not saying you have to be a Thomas Edison or a J.K. Rowling. I'm saying that you have your own unique talents, your own unique gifts, and your own unique gifts, and your own unique story to tell. And I want to encourage you to share that story, to share your talents, and to share your gifts with the world. Because when you do, you start to make a difference. You start to leave a mark, and you start to change the world. And I want to tell you one more thing, something that I've learned over the years, something that's helped me to stay on track. It's the power of taking action. You see, when you take action, when you start to move towards your goals, when you start to make progress, you start to build momentum. You start to feel a sense of accomplishment. You start to feel a sense of pride. And you start to feel a sense of fulfillment. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's quick. But I am saying that it's worth it. It's worth the effort. It's worth the struggle. And it's worth the sacrifice. Because when you persevere, when you stay focused, and when you take action, you start to achieve your goals, you start to make progress, and you start to see the results. And I want to give you a final message, a message that I hope will stay with you for the rest of your life. It's a message of hope. It's a message of inspiration, and it's a message of encouragement. Don't give up, don't lose faith, and don't lose sight of your dreams. Because when you stay focused, when you stay positive, and when you take action, you start to achieve greatness. You start to make a difference, and you start to change the world. And if you feel this talk helpful, don't forget like and subscribe. And if you want to be a more grateful person, you can donate on the Patreon account. Link on description. See you soon, friend.